So let's try 36 out of 16.3.
Sure.
Supposed to find the volume or set up an integral.
Yeah, set up an integral.
So set up an integral for the volume under x squared plus y squared plus z squared is 9. Above the region between y is x and y is 2x minus 2 in the xy plane in the first quadrant. Okay. So, thought?
Well, it's under the sphere. It's, well, in 3D it's a sphere, but we're using half of it.
Okay, so, yeah. So, I'm looking for, here's the sphere. What's the radius of the sphere?
3.
3. Okay. And then they're saying, okay, so you're trying to find the area or the volume under this, above, which means maybe I should do this. Now I need to draw the xy bits, right? Okay, so what's y is x look like?
It's a straight line.
Straight line, 45 degrees. Okay. So there's y equals x. And then what's 2x minus 2 look like? Okay, so I should go to -2 and go steeper, right?
Yeah, steeper.
Okay, so I should go,
Well, they intersect that too.
yeah, up 2 over 1, right?
Yeah.
Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1 gets me right here. Okay, so this is the point of intersection, is 2, 2. And in the first quadrant means I'm really worried about this piece right here. You guys see that? So I've got some kind of funny shaped chunk of a sphere, right?
Yeah.
You guys all see that?
So where is that on the sphere though? It's like
Yeah, so it doesn't go all the way to the, oh, does it go all the way to the edge?
Barely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the radius is 3, right?
Yeah.
And how far is 2, 2 from the origin? Square root of 8. You guys see that? So if it's square root of 8, square root of 8, bigger or smaller than 2?
Bigger. Bigger than 2.
It's smaller than 3? I said 2, and of course what I meant was 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's smaller than 3. So that means I've got some point out here that's not quite to the edge, right? Maybe back here for better perspective. And then there's this little triangle bit in there. You guys see that? And that triangle bit, if I follow it up to the surface of the sphere, and I had, that guy's going to be right up here. So, dotted on the back of this, this kind of,
okay, so it's a sliver.
yeah, it's some kind of sliver, not quite all the way to the outside. Like, it doesn't quite hit the equator, right?
Yeah.
To hit the equator, it'd have to be 3 wide. So I get something that's not quite a straight up slice of a sphere. You guys see that? Okay, so I think we could, oh, also it goes down too, right? Do I care about the down part? First quadrant isn't it? First quadrant's in here, right? Yeah, I could if I wanted to do the whole thing, but I don't want to do the whole thing because they told me not to.
Under the circle, under the sphere and above the region in the XY plane.
You guys see that? So they're saying really below the sphere, but above that thing.
Okay.
So that's first octave, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I need to set up my integral, right? Okay, so I definitely am going to need a triple integral.
Yeah.
What am I going to integrate?
1 dz.
1, and then I should pick a variable choice, right, for d volume.
Yeah.
What's the d volume you want to use on this one?
Well, dz, so we could smash the z point for stone.
Okay. You guys see that?
Yeah, that's all. Easy first.
Okay, so ooh, maybe I don't want to do that yet. So dz and then two things. Where does z start? Where do the z's start in that region?
0.
Oh. 0 to 3.
So that's me talking about a slice like this, right?
Yeah.
0 to the surface of the sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go from z is 0, right? To
9 minus the square root of 9 minus x squared minus y squared.
perfect. 9 minus x squared minus y squared.
Okay.
Square root.
That's just the x squared plus y squared plus z squared solved for z.
Yep. You
And
guys see that? So I want to know where the z's range. So they go from 0 to the surface of the sphere. Surface of the sphere is this thing. I'm going to solve that for z. There's a plus or minus in there, right?
Yeah.
The plus is the
The top side.
top half and the minus is the bottom half. And I don't need the minus because I'm not doing bottom half.
Why is it always 1? Is it ever not 1?
Yeah, so if I was interested in what's the density of, or what's the mass of this thing and they gave me a density function, yeah, I'm going to integrate whatever the density function is.
Okay.
But here I want volume. So when you're doing volume or area, you always integrate 1.
Is it kind of like in our Calc 2 where we did a lot of with calculating the density of water, where you just throw in the density of water as the integral and then.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, where you're trying to figure out the mass of water in some tank.
Mhm.
Yeah, you just throw the mass of, or the density of water in.
Okay.
Here I'm trying to figure out the density of space, right? So I'm going to call a unit of space density 1, and then I'll get the volume out.
And then you were right. Y would be best to come next. Otherwise, x would be a little bit harder because you'd have to have two equations.
You guys see that?
You want like a number in your last one?
Yeah, I'd like to have easy numbers in my last one. If I make my slices horizontally, right? They go from this line to that line
So slice.
consistently, right? If I make my slices vertically, they get really confusing because some of them start at
That line to the
the x-axis and go to the other line, and some of them go between the two lines. So I'd have to split it into two pieces.
Okay.
So let's do dy next.
Wouldn't it
So
be dx?
Well, because we'll have variables of
Taking
x when we.
constant slices of y.
Excellent.
say again. What?
I want to set the y constant, right? I want horizontal slices. So that's going to be dx integration. You want to know where the x's start and where they end,
Oh,
right? Horizontal slices mean
so
you
I
want
was
to fix y.
I was going backwards.
It's easy to make. I certainly was going along with it.
So
Wait, why did we do the x?
So we want to make horizontal slices in y, right? So we want to talk
Oh,
about
yeah.
fixing a y. That means we're going to integrate dx.
Yeah. So we'll have y in the.
Okay, so where do the x's start and stop?
0.
From y.
Start at y.
Whatever that.
That's the left line.
Okay.
And then the other line was,
Y.
that was y is 2x minus 2, right?
Which you need to change into the next one.
Perfect. Y plus 2 over 2 is x. So we want to go from y to y plus 2 over 2.
And then the dy would be from 0 to 2.
Perfect. And the dy's are from 0 to 2. You guys all see that? Questions, things?
On the 0 to 2, that's
So that's, where do the y's start? What's the lowest y in my picture?
0.
0. And what's the highest y in my
And you
picture?
just get that by like graphing it.
Yeah, I could graph it, or I could figure out where the intersection
solve.
between those are.